Paul, all right, you see that the name of the writer is mentioned. So Paul is the writer of the book of Ephesians. So the writer of the book of Ephesians rather, is Paul the apostle. His name was Saul, but he encountered Christ and then his name was changed to Paul. He was an apostle of Jesus Christ. Then it says, by the will of God, right? So, there are some certain terms that are used in this book that is very important that we will look into. So, as we are teaching you, right, we are going to be looking at what those terms mean. For instance, it says, by the will of God. But not only that, for the scriptures to be understood, we need to understand every word as much as we can, every term and clauses that are put together in each verse of the Bible for us to be able to understand. Also, there's another aspect of it. Since the Bible, this book of Ephesians was not written in our normal English language, it was actually written in Greek. I will also do my best to ensure that I give you a Greek understanding of the words, the Greek words used, so that it will be more profitable, because there are some English words that cannot capture what scriptures actually mean when it says some certain things. Okay, so first of all, the writer of this book is Paul. Paul was an apostle by the will of God. What does this teach us? It teaches us that nobody can become a preacher or anything in the body of Christ without the will of God. It is the will of God that makes pastors, teachers, apostles, prophets, evangelists, choir ministers in every area. All right, the person that sweeps the church, the person that cleans the church, the ushers. It is by the will of God that men are made in the body of Christ. Anyone who becomes anything today in the body of Christ, not by the will of God, that person is not aligned with God, is not functioning as they ought to. They are out of place. They are not functioning in the body of Christ as they ought to. So, Paul, an apostle of Jesus Christ by the will of God. So, how did Paul become an apostle? By the will of God. The will of God, the Greek word used for the will of God here, the Greek word is called telema. Telema is spelled T-H-E-L-E-M-A. The word used for will is the word telema. All right. And telema is the determination, the choice of God, meaning it was by God's choice. God chose Paul to become an apostle. Whatever you will become in the body of Christ, it is by God's choice. You cannot choose yourself. God is the one that chooses people. It is God choosing without the counsel of men. That's what telema means. It means that God did not ask anybody, did not ask your pastor before he chose you. God did not have to ask your parents before he chose you. He chose you because he decided it by himself. That is what telema means. So when Paul says he is an apostle by the will of God, it means that it is by God's choice. It was not the people in Ephesus that chose Paul. It was not even Peter that chose Paul. It was God himself that chose Paul and anointed him and ordained him an apostle. That's why we need to pray and trust God to know what he wants us to be in the body of Christ.